Our next section, I'm so excited about. I'm biased as a poet and a performing spoken word artist. Not a slam poet, but I am a spoken word artist. I have the honor of being a judge at Slamming the Sundown Preliminaries in West Chicago this past January. And I was nervous. I've never had to be a judge for anything like that, but it was so easy to do because these young adults are so talented. It just blew my mind. It was one of the best times I had being there. And as a judge, I kept coming across the Plainfield team that just knocked it out of the park. They were phenomenal. I just could not believe everyone that came up there, and the group piece was amazing. So we decided to choose the readers or performers for tonight's event, and the three were winners of that preliminary. So with that intel, I will start introducing them one by one. Our first slam poet. Our first slam poet is Rapheal Mathis, a senior at Plainfield East High School. He's been involved in speech team, poetry out loud, and the Louder Than a Bomb poetry slam. As president of the Poetry Club, he loves to convey some type message in his poetry that will touch his audience. Rapheal will study broadcast journalism at DePaul next fall. He considers performing for Waterline writers an honor and privilege. Congrats to Rapheal for placing first in the state last week at Poetry Out Loud. Good luck at the Nationals, Rapheal.
Good evening, everyone. Just a little disclaimer, I guess, before I start. Me and the other two performers that will get up here, we do get a little loud. So just so you guys know, so you won't be surprised or caught off guard. And then, you know, we feed off the crowd's energy. So if you guys like something, you can snap or clap or cheer or whatever you guys feel led to do, okay? So the first piece that I'll be doing, I wrote a couple years back, I think. No, last year, and it's called My Voice. So here we go. My voice has longed for this point right here because it has traveled 9 months through a crackhead's womb, endured lonely nights, hectic days, torment on every front, walls around every corner, trying to stifle this voice that could reach the world. It has traveled through a darkness of negativity, a sea, a conspiracy of my abilities because of the possibility that I might fulfill that normality that they made of me. But time has brought me to this point because when I stand here, I feel empowered, as though I was predestined to be here and reach the world. I have the weight of destiny on my shoulders. I've been given a legacy that has been passed down to me because I possess the capacity and the tenacity to unleash the gifts that has been given to me. Purpose runs through my veins more than this nasty, dirty, filthy blood that cursed me before I was even thought of. But it is purpose that drives me. It revives me and controls me. I've inhaled experience and exhaled poetry. I have allowed the fire to burn me up inside from the hell that I've endured. I am a shining light in a dark generation. It makes everything worthwhile. So I'm not here to batter, but I'm here to touch. I'm not here to act, but I'm here to express. I'm not here to yell at you, but I'm here to speak to you using a volume that can't be reached on a soundboard. No, this sound can reach the world. So I'm standing here to be the one to spark a fire of uncontestable change that will spread faster than any human virus, any PC virus, faster than Bieber fever or any voice through a telephone receiver. No, this voice speaks from my mind, body, and soul. A triple threat with one slogan, and they are saying each person in here, no matter what age, gender, or whatever your past may be, you, yes you, have the power to reach the world. Thank you. Okay, so the next piece I'm getting ready to do, actually the next two I will do. when I first started writing, I liked the inspirational, you know, different things like that. But then I kind of started challenging myself to like take on someone else. So this next one, I don't know how my imagination formulated this, but it's a person that's trying to reach someone on the telephone because they know they're going through a lot of things. So this poem kind of like portrays what's going on in the person's mind. So here we go, it's called I'm Trying to Reach You. Ring, ring, 7 rings send out a signal of assistance, letting you know that I know the pain you're feeling, that I have been through and come through, and you at the other end, seeing my name pop up, fully aware of my motives and intents, press ignore. Rejecting the antidote to this disease society has injected into you, interjected into you, projected into you, and I ring, ring, I ring out my voice through the phone waves, leaving you a message that you will somehow hear, hoping God himself interferes and gears your hearing towards my words. But I know better. While you sit in your mess, unknowingly letting it fester and grow into something beyond your control, just know I still ring, ring. I'm bringing myself to believe you're just another lost call. Just another casualty snatched up by the jaws of this tech-savvy society trying to be efficient. But they are only consistent in the death of my youth. But they are too blind to see it, so they resent it. So I resent it in hopes of a convincement, in hopes of an agreement. I need something stable for her, some cement to stabilize her consent. I'm standing here, sending my love through text and tweeting straight to you, praying you somehow retweet and take on what I've displayed to you. At least comment on the post I try to tag you in, but can't quite tag you in because the emotions have you all over the place, bouncing from side to side in the hopes of finding some sort of comfort. And I ring, ring, not realizing you have me on silent, and have turned your eyes in another direction, forwarding my calls to someone else who just might listen, and I still ring, ring, still believing that you'll pick up. Thank you. And then I have one more for you guys. This one I actually performed for Slamming the Sundown, and I performed it in Louder Than a Bomb. It kind of explains itself, so it doesn't need an introduction. It's called The Crash. A dazed mood, the earth frozen for 1 second, everything still. Life taking a moment to make mention of yet another mistake mankind has brought upon himself. The whispers of negativity, the manifestation of peer pressure at a new level, the consequence of listening to the voices of destruction, and in that moment a story is told. The bottle pressing to his lips, the deadly poison consuming his blood vessels and swallowing up his thought process, allowing the spirits to play puppet master with his body. Each shot pulls the string, tossing him this way and that, putting on a show for everyone to see, oblivious to the fact that the finale is not a good one, that when the strings fall, he will end up in a lifeless, crippled pile of regrets, broken hearts, and what could have prevented this from happening? And as his keys enter the ignition, the thought flashes across his brain, just don't do it. But too much of a haze has him in a daze. The alcoholic intoxication is the motivation for the craze, taking YOLO to a new level, pushing far past his limitations. His blood vessels pop from the pressure, causing his foot to press harder into the accelerator, pushing closer into the intersection where red, yellow, and green have blended together. Doesn't he see that red should be defined? Doesn't he know he needs to stop so he'll be fine? Doesn't he know that drinking under the age and driving under the influence is a crime? Boom! And as the two cars collide, both lives go flatline. The ending to a story still in the making, rising action only to be interrupted by the conclusion. Leaving a police report to fill in the climax and a funeral program to supply the falling action. Why? And as time stops again for one moment, just think. The choices you make today can determine which moment can be your last. Don't let the faulty assumptions of everything will be fine to conclude a saga. Don't let the lies of everyone does it to influence what could be your last piece of freedom of choice. You can choose not to drink. You can choose to live free. It's your choice. So take a moment, press pause, and think. Do I want the teenager in this poem to be me? Thank you guys.